Hi there and welcome. This is Sanaris. I'm back with the third installment of Slaughterpalace, our Dwarf Fortress Let's Play. Just wanted to start off by showing what I use here, what kind of programs I use, and this is what I use. So basically, this is the what's it called? The Lazy Noob Pack, and it's the latest one. It's 0.40.24. Let's see here. And thank you very much to the excellent people who do this and who do DF hack and the other utilities. They are simply golden. It's hard to play Dwarf Fortress without some of these utilities for sure. You can, but it's easier with, and it just makes it more enjoyable. Sometimes, at least. So let's just go quickly what I'm doing here. If anyone wants me to elaborate, then please let me know. This is almost the default settings. I've put it down a little bit. I think it starts, the population cap starts with 200, and then the strict population cap. So this will block birth of new dwarves, of babies, is set to 200. It's normally 220, I think. Haven't touched this one at all. I don't really care. Invaders, you can turn it off if you just want to play around with the interface and build and stuff, but it's not the real game, so of course you have to have it on. Temperature, also it's not the real game if you turn it off, but it can sometimes help your FPS a lot, the speed of the game, if you turn it off. There are also some other things you can do in DF hack command prompt program that comes with this utility pack. That can help you speed up a little bit where there are some crazy temperature calculations. Entomb pets, I mean, it's not really that important, but you can set it to yes or no. If they're per default are allowed to be entombed in your coffins. Cave-ins also, realism versus fun. I always play with it on. It's also something you can actually use to your benefit for killing monsters or for breaking through an aquifer, stuff like this. Weather, yeah, again, something realism. You can also turn it off if you want a quicker game. Artifacts, I don't know why you would turn it off, it's awesome. Graze coefficient, not really that. I mean, it's just about where you have pasture animals and whether they need a large area or not. It's just default settings. Which labors are enabled by default, if it's skill level or unit type or none. Aquifers, a lot of people play with this off because they hate it. And I don't know, maybe it's an intermediate thing, I don't know, but I always have it on. It's not that hard to break through it. There are really good guides online. Maybe we'll get to them later, but it's not that hard to do. And you don't have to break it unless you're on a map where you have to dig down to survive. You can build above ground in wood or in whatever you find on the surface or whatever you bring with you or buy from caravans. So yeah, I keep it on. It's some people just like to turn it off, and it's fine. Default profiles, vanilla key bindings, nothing specific here. And then I have the these are only the ones that come with this pack. I installed the Phoebus graphics tileset. And then, I'm sorry, I have said something wrong in the past. I thought it was the tileset that actually enabled this multi-level view. It's actually this. It's TWBT. Type text will be text. that enables it, and it's very good. It really makes the game shine a lot more and more in a deserved way. I think that's how I find it anyway. Liquid depths, I prefer this to see how deep from 1 to 7 magma or water is. So you can see if it's 4, your dwarves can just wade through it easily without getting carried away. And also to see if there's any fluctuations. Varied ground, just an interface thing. Whatever you prefer there, really. Color schemes, haven't touched it. Customization, haven't touched that either, I think. No. Utilities, I'm not using any yet. The only one I normally use is Dwarf Therapist. You have it here. It's so easy to set up who does what or who can do what in your fortress. And when we get above a certain amount of dwarves, you just have to use it. It's so hard to have to keep going onto every dwarf's labor through the key settings, and it's more a thing. It just takes too much time, I think. And this is a really nice utility. I've used the others. I've used ESO World. I've used it actually to make one of the pictures I linked to in the first Let's Play. It's very nice for viewing the world. Legends Viewer, I've used it a lot for the pictures. It's pretty good to see what has happened in world history. Much easier to see than in the in-game legends. You can kind of play the legends when you created a new world or when you haven't a running fortress. So it's really good. You can check it out if you are so desire. Or just check out my images from it. It's very informative. I have played with the others, but let's not go into that yet. They are also useful in their way, that's for sure. And then we have advanced. I just set the sound really low, just so it's in the background and not too loud, not too. If it's too low, actually, just let me know. Intro movie. I've seen it so much I don't need to see it all the time, and I have it in Windows, the Dwarf Fortress. FPS, I have it at 100. You can set it up if you want it to go faster. It will only be effective in the start. Once you have too many dwarves, it won't matter. It will be below 100 anyway, unless you have a super machine. And I also don't play around with this. I haven't really seen any benefit from that. Have the FPS counter on the window so we can see what we run at. Then I always have autosave on seasonal. That's I think it's actually it's the most often one because of the crashes like we had last time. Initial save, yes. Pause, unload, compress saves. Don't back up. I know I do the backup manually. I do it whenever I create a new world, and I also do it when I have embarked on the first. Just so if you get off on a really stupid start because of some bug or something, then you can start over. Nothing else here really. DF hack, the things you can turn on in DF hack that helps you. I haven't had anything turned on, and I don't normally use it. A lot of people do. A lot of people find it easier, and it probably is. But you need to get into it, and it's there's a lot to get into already. And then we just play Dwarf Fortress from here, and it's easy. And also another thing you can do with these, whenever there's a new version, you can copy the existing settings over quite easily, and you don't have to do any manual copy pasting or editing of setup init files and all that for Dwarf Fortress. So that makes it useful in itself, actually. Copies over your saves as well from the latest version you've had. I suggest try it out. This is the Windows version, of course. There are, as far as I know, Mac and Linux versions as well. Okay, that was that. So let's get into the game. Sorry if this takes too long. I'm just a blabberhead sometimes. And here we go. Back where we left off. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Also, if the zoom level or the text, you know, if the text is not big enough, like I can zoom it in and out here. It's just I like it clear, and it's clearest here. I can zoom it out. You know. Let me know if you want something like that. It's easy for me to do. I just prefer it like this. So we have our chickens outside, so we need them to get them inside. We have our some other animals outside. We have the sheep and goats. No, the goats. Sorry, we have the goats outside. The dogs outside. That's alright. The goats are grazing animals, so they have to be on some kind of grazing surface. We put the water buffalo over here. Buffaloes, so they don't get into fights with the other animals. They tend to do that. I don't know. Maybe these are quite. They haven't fought yet, so maybe they're nice water buffaloes. Yeah, we have the trade depot. It's always a mess of things because there's a lot of stuff in it. You can see there's so much. Oh yeah, we're still trading actually. I think we wanted to. I think we have traded all we wanted, and we wanted to give them something, you know, for the mountain homes. We'll get to that just in a second. So we have the main stairway. We haven't really done much yet. Actually, we have just made a main stairway. Going down 2 levels, we reach the food area, the stills, the booze here, the kitchen, and the food over here. There we have the 2 farmers, the workshops. We haven't used them yet. Step ladders, stockpile is here, so we don't leave them outside. Seed bags and plant barrels, and then the farmer is busy planting seeds on the farm plots. Next level, almost filled up with wood. Busy doing mine carts, wheelbarrows. Maybe we should do something nicer to send home to the mountain homes. Something useful for them. Not doing anything in the craft roast and boiler workshop. Wood furnace, not doing anything yet. We'll do that soon, I think. Stone level, 1 level down. Constructing throne storage table, as usual. Nothing on the other one. Rock sword. I don't think we have anyone who's actually a craft dwarf yet. We have to enable that on someone to do it. It's stone crafting, I think. And mechanisms, we have suspended it. Is the S here. You press the S to suspend. The other 2 down here we're not using. You can see we have wheelbarrows already here. They're part of the stockpile. You can see them here. The max wheelbarrow setting. The reason there's only 1 below is that we sold 2 for a good price, I might add. And then going further down, establish dining hall on the left, dormitory on the right, with a door, obsidian doors, really nice. These 2 we haven't used for anything. I don't know what we're gonna do with them actually. We'll figure it out. Then the 2 offices for the bookkeeper and the manager. And we touched briefly on what the manager does last time. If you want me to elaborate on anything we did last time or 2 last times, just let me know. There's an index in both the video descriptions of the 2 previous videos, and I'm gonna do it here as well. Let me know if it's useful. I mean, if it's not useful, I don't really want to bother with it, but it's just I find it useful when I've looked at other videos that I can easily go back and see, oh, where was this, and I want to check it out, not having to go through the entire video again, because these are long videos. I mean, I could do shorter videos, sure, but yeah, it's just time just runs quickly in Dwarf Fortress when you play it. I want to just do one more thing before we get started again. I want to show you what kind of plan I'm actually following here to make it easier for everyone. And this is just an infographics. It's just an image. I'll link to it in the description. I'll link to the lazy pack, the starter pack it's called, that I showed earlier as well. And here we just have, we have a refuse pile on the outside. It's not always that important, but you can put it up. It's nicer to get, if you have refuse in this fortress, you put it outside so it doesn't create miasma, which will make everyone unhappy. We started digging. So basically, you examine the terrain, you decide where to dig, where to chop wood if there's any wood to chop. So digging, muddy cave, farm plot, get stones, do masonry, these 3 things, so you can make the office for the bookkeeper and the manager. Oh, it's actually this one, the lead office. I don't know what, leader office. Oh, we don't need that yet, I guess. Broker, you don't really need anything to appoint him. Make mechanics, yes, you need stone for that. To make traps, among other things, so we're going to do that as well. Meeting hall, smoothing the meeting hall. That's actually the dining hall, I would say. You can use it for a meeting hall as well. We have the meeting area outside. I prefer it actually for now, so that the dwarves don't get cave adaptation too soon, and this is something they get quite easily in the game, where they get used to staying underground, and then whenever they go outside they vomit all over the place and feel bad, because they don't like the light. Fair enough. Tree chopping, carpenter, we've done that. Made beds, made barrels. Training weapons we haven't done yet. We might do it soon, so we can start a militia. Don't need training weapons as such, it's easier to get started than creating the real weapons in metal, so you can start training your dwarves or your militia. And oh yeah, so the farm plots, we planted everything. You can just do some of them if you want. It was just to show you that we can plant everything that we brought. And you need the barrels here for the stills and to create food in the kitchen. I don't know, is there a kitchen here at all? Well, we have food stockpiles, stockpiles. And this we haven't gotten to at all yet, maybe except the furniture. We have some barrels and some step ladders, and the rest of the furniture is just lying in the masonry and the carpentry, and that's okay actually. I mean, for now, you don't really need a stockpile. The workshops actually function as a stockpile. It just when it builds up, it can hinder work. It can slow down work if it clutters up your workshop. So just something to be mindful of, and we would see it later maybe in one of the workshops. It would say CLT, and it would have a different color coding. I think that's enough for now. I'll link to this, then you can check it out. There are other infographics that are really useful. I just find this to be one of the most simple ones, and by God, if there's something that's not simple, it's this game. So I like it because of that. So check it out and let me know if there's anything you want me to elaborate on here. So that's that. And with that, let's get back to the game. So where were we with the trading? I'm just checking out. So I don't know if I should keep explaining what I'm doing. I'm pressing Q to access the buildings. That's standard thing. G to move goods, and then I sort by pressing D. It's sorted by distance now. Then I sort by value. And we can see we already have a minecart here, so I can press V and see, oh, it's 600. Its value is 600 dwarven dollars, I guess. Dwarf dollars. Is this better like that? No, not really. There's just this line up there, it's annoying. Okay. Actually, I think this is something the starter pack has enabled, because I sure as hell haven't. It's not something I use, and I don't know how to turn it off, so please just you know, ignore it or take it for whatever it is. It's not something that's normally there. There's if I press V again, I can see it's a masterfully made apple wood minecart by Amos Amushushat. Yeah. So he can create masterfully made items now. That's really useful because everyone gets happy when they see masterfully created stuff. And as you see, the next we can actually move this. Let's move this up here by pressing enter. So it's pending. The next one is something we bought. So of course we don't want to try and sell that back. I don't even think we can. And there's another roast here. They're quite good values. Let's just give them some food. I mean, we can easily make more. And there's another cloth bin. That's the. I think we want to keep the mosquito brain roast. It's too good to give away. Isn't it? The iron bolts we bought. Let's give them some mine carts. So why not? Yeah, that's enough. I'm gonna make something else that we can maybe give them in the carpentry store. So down here. So we're making wheelbarrows, that's fine. But we'll make some new tasks. And we just get a little bit more text here. So again, yeah, just let me know if I shouldn't repeat myself. I'm using Q to enter to access any kind of menu on something like a workshop or building, and I'm pressing A to add, and then I'm using the minus and plus to go up and down in the menu. And so I just read something about not wooden spikes. These two, the wooden corkscrew and the wooden ball. Normally it's something, the corkscrew you normally use for the for either traps or for what's it called, the screw pump that you use to move water or magma. We'll get to that later. But basically, these two are actually, I've heard they're very valuable when you have valuable stuff to make it with. It's not so much that wood is valuable, it's more that we have a master craftsman here, so let's just take advantage and make some of it. And we can also, we'll cancel some of these because we'll make them later. And then let's just do some more of these. I mean, we can always just sell them like that. Yeah, I can show you another thing we can do, but it's not, I mean, since there's only one job here, it's not necessary. You can promote current task like that. Since he's already doing the top one, the minecart one, it doesn't really matter. He'll do it afterwards anyway. So let's just promote this one back. Well, you can promote jobs, and then you can also press N to do task now. I think we might have shown this before, but this is a new thing in Dwarf Fortress. You can force your dwarves to do something quickly, and they would take priority over anything else if there's one who's capable of doing it or has it enabled. It will stress them out a little bit, but it may sometimes be worth it. You may need something really quickly, and then it's worth it doing for a little stress, you know. I don't know if we should do anything down here in the masonry. The thing about stone stuff is that it's very heavy, and I don't think there's, I mean, there's statues that can be quite, can do a couple of these again. They're quite expensive, but the rest is not that expensive, I think, and it's quite heavy. So I want to see something though. I wanted to see if we had done a kern. I don't think we have, so let's put that in there. It's a kern. kern is dwarf, a dwarf run millstone basically, where you can put plants through and make flour or paste. I think. I'm not sure when we're gonna use it actually. I think we'll use it on, maybe it's pigtails. I don't remember if it's pigtails where you get the pigtail plant and then you make it into threads, but it's either on the kern or it's on the farmer's workshop, so we'll find out. And yeah, let's just get started. I don't think there's, can zoom out a bit to see what's going on. There's also something to say about the merchants. So whenever they arrive, you can see it here, a caravan from Wuskabuk has arrived. They will stay 1 month after they arrive, as far as I know. And it's not when they're unloading, it's when they arrive. So the longer it takes for them to arrive at your depot, the longer or the shorter they stay there. And then you get a warning. I don't know how long it is before they leave. It's probably a couple of days. So they will say the merchants are leaving soon. Oh, we're still doing jobs. I'm pressing J for jobs, M for the manager jobs that we have added. We're still doing some brewing and meals and wheelbarrows. So the wheelbarrows will just pop in. Actually, I can show you. Oh, we better zoom in a little bit. This is a bit too way out here. So, well, they will pop in later on after the jobs that are listed here. They'll just automatically pop in. At least they should. So let's see. Let's just see what people are doing. Construct rock door, detail wall. That's smoothing the walls down in the dining room. So it's a good thing. Gather plants. Still someone gather plants duty. Gathering a lot of fruit. It's useful. Especially now in this version, because we get so much in. Store item in stockpile on a break. Well deserved, I hope. Make wooden wheelbarrow. Store item in stockpile. Plant seeds. Gelder is not doing anything. But fair enough. He'll probably do something in a second. Broker manager. I mean, you can just look up here in the right corner. You can see how many are idling, how many are not doing anything. At the current rate of, or the current amount of dwarves, so let's press set, we only have 11. And we haven't really played long. We played for, what? I don't know, 7 months. You don't want too many idlers. It's just nicer to have everyone working and getting things done efficient in the start. Later on, you'd have to get used to there being some, and it can, to someone who has a little bit of micromanage tendency and an OCD, you know, it can be tough having 40 dwarves just doing nothing. But you have to get used to it and force yourself to accept that sometimes that's what's gonna happen, and it's okay. Sorry about that, just having some coffee. Let's see, we're still constructing. How's it going here? Yeah, you can see that the wheelbarrows were added automatically. I didn't do that. So 2 here and 3 here. Boy, they're working really fast. Cool. I'm pressing T, by the way, here. You can see it on the right hand side. You can see this. I have this little keylogger or input shower. So I'm pressing T to look inside the building, inside the workshop. See, and then if you go minus, you go to the bottom of the list, which is the latest produced stuff. Yeah, they're not cluttered yet. You'll see that there will be a CLT up here in the corner if they are. It's the same for this one. So no problems here, and you can see five wheelbarrows have been added to the list. These are the ones on the list. When they're made, this job will be done, and we'll get a message about that. Let's move some more of these goods to the. Again, we sort by value. Enormous corkscrew master. Ooh, nice. 792. Sounds like that's a funny value, isn't it? I guess they may be paying a bit more. 630. This is excellent. Okay, so we go down to what's this? Finely crafted, and it's half the price. Exceptional to finely crafted. Well, let's just sell them anyway. And this is exceptional, 300. Mosquito brain roast. No way you're gonna get that one. Let's keep the mine carts and wheelbarrows. We already brought some, so. Let's see the jobs. There are a lot of jobs right now, actually. That's because the manager has put them in, I think. Let's just see if there's any more we need to bring up here. Nah, let's just request a trader to come by pressing R. That goes quite fast in this version as well. He's not there yet. Is he here now? No. I wonder where he is. What's he doing? The broker trader depot says so he'll be here. Now he is. It can be hard to see where he is here. There's a lot of dwarves and stuff in the depot. And here we have everything we brought up here. I think this is a dwarf or a DF hack thing. You can shift enter and then you select everything. That's quite useful, isn't it? I mean, but you have to go one by one, press enter. So this is a value of 6,000, and we can just give it all to them if we want, or we can also go through to see if there's anything we want. I don't think so, actually. We could buy some stuff, but we don't really need it. We bought everything we want, I think. Yeah. Maybe take it down to, let's say 5,000, 5,200. That's a good amount. 5,000, 5,000. And then we press O as an offer mark to Wuskobuk, to our home countrymen. And then he says, I will see that our leaders get this offering. Yeah, so this should count towards us getting promoted in the world of our civilization, where we might become a barony and have a baron. I mean, a lot of people don't like it to have these, you know, nobles running around, and they will often not be very useful. And I'll just buy some cheese, and you know, they will make demands, and I just traded for some cheese, and he's happy about that. Let's just leave it at that. We don't really need any more, and that's fine. We press Q and stop requesting our trader to be here. Let's check our status screen by pressing Z, and you can see imported wealth has gone up a bit. I don't know if you noticed what it was before. Exported wealth, I thought it would go up actually, now that we gave this away. Maybe it's under C. C is the civilization screen. So we only know about this civilization now, because we haven't met anyone else in this fort. Of course we know about them, but there hasn't been contact established, so we don't know their status yet. That's why they're not here, I guess. press enter, you can see our leaders. We have a queen, we have a baron, baroness, quite a lot of baroness and barons, king consort, baron consort, outpost liars, and that's the guy we met who came out to talk. Okay, it's probably because this one would rise when the caravan leaves, I think. We'll check that out when it leaves. And we can see trade agreements in here as well. These are the yeah, so we can see what they pay and what we have requested. Again, I think we requested metal. Yeah, metal and stone blocks. Okay, that's good. Let's just see what happens. Somehow I don't see these announcements all the time. Sometimes they're a little bit hard to follow. It would be nice to have a little, if you could make a little corner and have the announcements there, like a little bit like the Europa Universalis series, if you know about that one. It's a strategy game from Paradox Interactive, and it's great. And now we have more migrants, and of course they're coming over here. What do we have here? Let's turn. So I'm pressing, no, not Q, V, to check what's it actually called in the menu. View units. Okay, V for view unit, and you can see he's blinking down here, so that shows you that this one's selected. He's a soap maker, because that's his highest skill. Turn combat off, turn miscellaneous skills off, and then you can actually see his labor skills. So adequate armor smith, very useful. No wise cook and butcher. We need a little bit of, it's good to have some extra there. As I said earlier in the first one, they don't need to have the skill to be able to do it. They'll just do it slower and poorer, but they'll get better quickly. So a novice at anything is not really that much better than just a peasant. But the talented soaper, yay! I don't know. That's not really that useful unless you're into soap. I have never been, but anyway, soap is a hoax. I'm with Phil Fish on this one. Adequate armor smith, also not that high level. Oh, let me go in again and enable mission alias. So he's good at negotiating, judge of intent. So he's been a very social guy. Combat, is he good at any combat? No. Okay, not that useful. It's hard to see them here when they pop in. What is this? He popped in with something. Stray bull calf. Okay. And some other pets. It's too hard to see. Let's just go over here and then we'll see it when they arrive here. It's easier. Oh, he's thirsty. Here they arrive, down here. The soap maker. Fish dissector. Fish dissecting is not very useful here. My friend surgeon might come in handy. Record keeper we already have. Armor smith might come in handy. Yeah. No combat. Good at talking. Great. That's the standard migrant. What do we have here? Just turn these off. Talented woodcutter and carpenter, tanner and boyer. He's quite good actually. It's quite high skills for a migrant. Very useful. And he is actually, let me turn labor off by B. So he's had a little bit of experience with fighting, dodging. No skill at any particular weapon. And his social skills not too good. Okay. But very useful guy. We might draft him into our militia, which we should start to get going very soon. High Master Armor Smith and Talented Woodcrafter. Ooh, that's not bad. We got 3 Armor Smiths in this round, I think. It's funny to have swimming. Was that it? Saruman? I guess it was. We got up to 15. It's actually quite a nice short little wave. Okay, I'm just checking if they drop something on their way. They sometimes do. There's some trees. We need to cut them down. We'll get this new guy on working in immediately. That's how many are there? Just a couple. Like that. Oh, I cut it. I'm cutting it a little bit too much here, I think. Because this one is here. No, it's actually okay. It doesn't start here, so it's the roots. We can cut it there, it's fine. Yeah, cut these two over here as well. There's so much wood on this map. I've never played with anything like it, I think. Let's just check the unit screen to see if there's any wild stuff that is harmful. Nah, not really. I don't think dingoes are that harmful. Okay, so now we see we have 4 idlers. So the new arrivals, they just start settling in. Here we go. You get the message down here. They are leaving soon. Let's see, it's the 14th of sandstone. We're finished trading with them, so we're not gonna do anymore. We'll see when they leave. This is a DFAC thing, by the way. Normally you go in on the set screen to see it's the 14th of sandstone. But let's see what let's see when they leave actually. It might just be a day or 2. It goes rather slowly when you just look at the date. You can see our FPS is only 85 now. It's because I'm zoomed out. I'm quite sure. No, not only. Well, it helps zooming in a little bit. It snails up back up to towards 100. Let's just keep it down here. You can see it's even worse. Oh, here we go. They embark on their journey. So 4 days. When you get the message, you have 4 days to finish trading. Sometimes that can be very useful. I'm just gonna take a phone call, just 2 seconds, hang on. I'm back. Sorry about that. You know, when your wife calls you, you better pick up, or at least, text her and say what you're doing. So I just told her I'm recording, and she's actually sorry. No worries, Chris. It's okay. Yeah, so did the merchants leave already? Or are they still around? They show up on the unit screen when they're here. Oh, they're gone. Okay, I didn't even see it. Maybe someone did. We have 7 idlers now. We need to start doing stuff of more importance. Let's just check the status screen. We're down on drinks. A little bit. 200. That's not that many when you're 15 dwarves. Plenty of plants. Jesus. That must be including fruit. Oh yeah, now we can see it. we exported for 8,000, imported 17,000. While I'm in here, I'm gonna check the cooking screen that we're not cooking with something we don't want to cook with. This is all fine. We should cook with that. Let me go on the civilization screen and press enter, and then here we go. So we offered this. I never really offered much. I just thought it was just like I didn't think there was any actual use in it. Sort of like any goal. It was just a novelty, but yeah, we'll see what happens. And we imported 8,000 of stuff. Okay, so what should we do? We have the dining hall is almost smoothed out and nice. He's gonna continue over here doing this over here, smooth all this out for now. And we have a few barrels of prepared food over here. Not this one. This one. Prepared dog brain roast. That just sounds so yummy. Giant cave spider meat roast and cave lobster roast. So as you can see, you know, these, when he gets better, the cook, he creates these big stacks when you do lavish meals. So that's 17 pieces in here. Oh, it's worth 1,500. So it's a really good value actually. But yeah, your dwarves really like eating those. And if we go up to the food screen and go on to these cheese fish barrels, let's see that. So 5 cave lobsters, worth nothing, but you know, they're there. And these, he mixes them together in a random way. 4 ingredients I think for the lavish meals, and then 3 to 1 for the other kind. And yeah, it compresses it takes all the ingredients and compresses into one meal. And the amount of ingredients, I think it will just, I don't know for sure, but I think it just scales up. So if you have 4 ingredients with 5 in each, I think it'll become 20. Don't hold me up to it, but I think so. And that's just efficiency and very useful. Oh, we're brewing away, so that should be fine. I think we'll just put another guy on brewing actually. Let's take the he's gathering plants, that's fine. The farmer is brewing. Is that so good? Well, if he's done farming, it's good. Who was it that we wanted to? Maybe the fish dissector? Set. What's he that? He's... Yeah, that's... You're gonna brew, buddy. So we'll go under farming and butchery, tanning. Let's make him a farmer as well actually. Farmer, brewing. Yeah, you get going, buddy. And yeah, you can make anyone anything, even if they're a high master, you know, jumper. They don't have to do that. They would probably like to, but they don't normally get unhappy if they don't do what they're good at. They're just happy working normally, working at something. So what should we do with this wood? This is not very secure. You can see, you know, let's zoom out. We have a trading depot, we have our entrance, we have all our chickens. These are the, this is the whole area. Everyone can just waltz in, take whatever they want, or, you know, start up a fight. And there's a guy here in the tree. It's so funny they're climbing around up there gathering fruit. A depth miner, and then he's gathering fruit. Oh well. Yeah, so we should make something. So there are many ways to do this. There are many ways to make your fortress more secure. You can either dig underground and have everything underground, pretty much. We're not going to do that here because I find it's a harder route, and this is supposed to be as easy as possible for people to understand and try to replicate or do. So let's build something above ground, and let's use the abundance of wood that we have. So you go on the B menu, that's the build menu, press C for, what's that? Let's just see what it says. It's called wall, floor, stairs and track. C. And then you can choose to place a wall, a floor, a ramp, upstairs, downstairs, up, downstairs, fortification, or track stop. So here we're gonna start building some walls. And let's see. This is the normal Dwarf Fortress stuff. This is something the effect does. And yeah, we're not gonna do it now. It can be very useful, but you can play around with it, or we can play around with it later. Right now we're gonna do it the vanilla way. And so you press U, and then you basically have to build it by, this is the maximum you can build in one go. So yeah, wall, this is gonna be a giant block. So minimum 1, maximum 10, and let's see. So basically you have to build 10 at a time. The box select, I'm just gonna mention it. The box select, you can select the larger area, and it can be very useful. There are also other ways where you can, plan. Then the dwarves will build eventually when the materials become available and stuff like that. I don't use that. I've seen others do it, and they do it great, but I prefer to do it like this, and it's a little bit more micromanaging, and I just prefer it for now. So let's build a wall here. We'll build it right next to the trade depot. Let's try it out, and then you get the menu of what you want to build it of. It can be anything you want that you have the materials of. Let's tab a little bit to get a larger menu. Oh yeah, so you can see wood logs, there are plenty. Tirade blocks must be something we have made. Oh, we bought some from the caravan. You can see all these things are pretty much from the caravan, except the 2 top ones. And here you can see the number we have. So yeah, if we wanted to do something out of electrum bars, only 3. We couldn't do this. It requires 10, I think. Yeah, it says 10 needed. So let's build it out of ginkgo wood logs, and they're right here. You don't need to walk a far way to get them. So what you can do is you can press enter once, and then it will take you one at a time. Or you can press shift enter, and it would take all of them at once. I'm pressing enter because I want to show you, because this distance changes. So now it's using up some pieces that are lying around here, but then maybe there would only be around 5 pieces here, and then of this kind of wood, and then the other 5 pieces would be, let's say, 100 tiles away. And this, it's what happens, and you just, if you press shift enter, you never know, but then you maybe see a dwarf. Why is he walking all the way over there? Oh, he's taking the wood from there. Can be a little bit of a hassle, but let's just go with shift enter for now. I mean, there's so much wood around here that it should be odd that it would be far away. And as you see, that everyone is just going in there, getting at it. It took no time at all. And let's just queue on this one, because this got suspended. And why? It's because there was a thing covering the tile, and it was probably a piece of wood that the dwarf wasn't allowed to move, because it was already selected for one of the other tiles here. So I just, I press Q, go on it, press S to make it active again, and here comes a guy doing it. Another thing to know about wall building in the newest versions, I don't know from when, but recently, of Dwarf Fortress, everyone has a labor setting that's called wall floor building, I think, and let's just go on one of the dwarfs. So P L, once you're on the dwarf, that's V for on the dwarf. Let's take it again. V, have that guy selected. P L labor. It's under other jobs. So you see here, wall and floor construction is now a skill, sort of. It's not a skill, but it's enabled or disabled. So all these 4, 5 are not skills. They're just enabled or not enabled. Cleaning, as if there's if there's blood or if there's puke, whatever lying around, someone will eventually clean it. Usually low priority job, but someone will. Maybe someone who's a little bit icky about it. Lever operation, we'll use that later. We'll leave it on. It's important to have people who do it. When you want a lever pull, you want a lever pull. Just look at any old Let's Play and you know why. Especially Boat Murdered. One of the good old classics. Road building and wall floor, quite new, added so that everyone can do it, and it doesn't require a masonry skill or something. I've talked a little bit about it, but earlier it required masonry, metal crafting, or metal or blacksmithy, I think, or carpentry to create it, depending on the material, or glass, I guess, glass making if it was glass. And so it's a lot easier to build now. It's a lot quicker. Everyone can do it, and it goes faster as well. They used to take, if a good mason would do it, it would go quickly. But it wouldn't do anything to how the wall looked. It would be the same. So okay. So if you want someone not to build, you have to remove this labor from them. But for us, having 7 dwarf doing absolutely butkiss, it's a godsend. So let's build more. B, C. So what we want to do here is that we want to kind of protect an entrance. And I actually made a sketch here. I can't show it right now. It's on it's low level piece of paper. Sorry about that, but that's how it is. So I just did like this. We want to create a wall between this as well. Now wait a second. Yeah, like this. Why not? Also ginkgo woods. And then we want to have, so the important thing to know about making an access to your fortress is that you have to, the merchants have to be able to get there with their big wagons, or else they will only come with small wagons, and they will bypass your site with most of their goods, and you normally don't want that to happen. So you press Shift D, so capital D, and then you see the depot access. And here you can see it's accessible. It's right here. It's accessible. If I made it so that there were only 2 tiles into the trade depot, if I made it around here and there would only be 2 tiles, the big wagons wouldn't be able to get there. So you don't want that to happen. You have to keep everything at least 3 tiles. So this opening, either I have to remove some, or this has to stay 1, 2, 3. So up till here. So let's make it 3 tiles actually, and let's build out this way. And normally, I think it selects the last one you used, just so if you want it in the same kind. Let's choose walnut. For wood, I think maybe depending on the tile set. No, I think they're all the same color. Again, we have something blocking one of them. It's just so it happens a lot. It happened twice this time. And you can see that both the tile sets and the DF actually does this rounding. It's really nice. So it's kind of pleasing to look at. Okay, so let's press capital D again. You can see that the wagons can come in here. So one of these W's is like a tree. There's 3 width for the tile. And we're still good. Of course, they can get in from down here, but we can still see that there's an opening here. Good, all good. Something like this boulder. What, isn't there a boulder? Yeah, obsidian boulder. Normally that would block, so you have to watch out for boulders. What you can do, you can either press DS for smoothing, and then you can kind of smooth it out. I'm not doing that now. You can also just B, C, and then F, or select it in the menu. And then you can do a floor over it. Like, let's do it like this. This is gonna require a lot of, this is gonna require 40 wood logs. And we have enough, so why don't we do that? Let's see what happens. You can make this out of anything you want. We have so much wood that we're gonna use that. But you could also make it in a cheaper fashion by doing a road. But we'll get to that. So let's do it in nice wood. And actually I think we might move the trade depot a little bit so that it's 4 suspended. Come on guys. There we go. And if you press K, you can see it's a ginkgo wood log floor, and this is a log wall. And here's walnut. Same color, but at least in this tile set. I think it is in all. I think it's only in external viewer programs like Stone Sense, stuff like that, that you can see. Sorry, different colors. Yeah, so the reason we want to move the depot is because we want to block access from here to here, or be able to. And we can't really, we can do that now, but it's too close. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build another depot by pressing B and then capital D. And I can just, create any amount of depots I want. I don't think it really matters. Do I want it up here or here? Let me just check my sketch. But it's not that it matters, but I think I would like it here for safety reasons. We have to make it out of obsidian again, don't we? I need 3 blocks. I could make it out of electrum bars. That would be pretty cool. But also a little bit of a waste. We also have some wood blocks from downstairs that we made in the carpentry store. It's gonna raise the value of it a little bit, but we don't really want it in wood. Doing obsidian. So I'm pressing one at a time here. So while we build that one, we could tear down the other one, but let's wait until the new one is done. And the way you tear down the building is you go over to Q as usual, press X to remove it. We'll do it later. For now, we'll build more walls. So yeah, let's have it going down this way. So it's kind of labyrinthial in a little way, just so there's no line of sight directly onto the depot and onto our opening here. So if any enemies come in, they'll come in this way, and we'll have some time to get out of sight. And they won't have, if they're crossbow archers, they won't have a line of sight to kill everyone. So that's that. I have hit 1, 2, 3, 4, so we can have one more time here. I don't actually know how big this should be, but let's just make it. Actually, let's make it from here. Let me just remove the mouse because that's in the way. Yeah, we'll do it here. Let's get this done first before we do anything else. Because of course there has to be a wall down here as well. Or here, whatever. But I think we'll make it here. And another round of suspensions. What about this one? Yeah. Yeah, so as you can see, we're still following the... come on then. There we go. And it should still be... oh, so we have 2 depots. One is accessible. I think it's because it's not built yet, the other one. But yeah, you can see here comes in. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna make it so it goes up here and then out? I think so. Why not? I mean, there's so much wood, might as well use it. So yeah, I made a little bomber down here. Doesn't matter, no problem. Don't worry about things like this. And don't build on the peacock or whatever we have here. Peachick, sorry. My bad. So what you do about this piece of wood that's now outside and making everyone agitated, everyone viewing and me included, is that you press D and then you press N to remove a construction. Then you see everything is just starting to flash like mad. Can be a little bit hard sometimes to see, but then you go on what you want to remove. So you can remove a whole section, or we're just removing that piece here. Also you can prioritize it, but yeah, not needed. And then everyone who has the removal labor set, like it was in the menu we saw before, they will be able to do it. And it takes a while actually. It's quite a long process to remove something. And something to keep in mind as well is that, let's see, how far out are we going to do it? Are we just going to do it all the way out, or are we just going to do it here? Why aren't we just doing it here? I think so. Something to think about when you remove construction on the ground like this, no problem at all. See, it returns the log like nothing has happened to it, funnily enough. When it's on the ground, nothing will happen when you remove it. It just lies there afterwards. I'm just checking for eagle and owls. No, nothing crazy. But if you do it above ground and there's a space between or underneath, so let's say you're building on, we build up here. Like here you can see this is the top of the wall. We build up here. Build something over here, and we want to remove it, and we remove it, and then when it falls down, if it hits anyone on the way down, they might get injured. It's just something to think about. The higher up you are, the heavier material, the harder it hits. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's just something to think about. And if I got this wrong, I'm sorry. Actually, that's the same for everything I've talked about. I actually caught myself being wrong already, and I'm sorry about that. But as I said, no one, at least in my opinion, is an expert at Dwarf Fortress. Very few, and it also changes. I mean, new versions come out everything changes. So now we're building floor all over, and you might ask, why am I doing this? You don't need to, maybe. I don't need to. Actually, it's just aesthetics, and because I want the elves, if they come, oh, it's raining now, to see all the wood that we've cut down and used. But yeah, they won't like this, and that's why I'm building it all in wood. And for those people who are wondering why I have anything against the elves, it's because I'm role-playing a little bit here. It's our civilization has had a really tough time with these elves. 100 years of pretty much constant war, and 2/3 of our sites have our civilization sites have been conquered by another elven civilization. So we have reasons. Oh, now the new trade depot is done. Let's press capital D again. You can see now all depots accessible. I don't remember what happens when you have 2 depots. You can have it, and you can just lock one off or something. As long as you have one available to the merchants, then they'll use that. So I pressed X now. Go on it and press. I can stop it again, but I pressed X to remove this building. We don't need 2 trade depots, but more importantly, I want to use this area here to create some kind of extra defense before we get to the central staircase. And the same thing actually goes for over here. And how do we do this? So what we can do is that we can create a hole beneath this one. So we're digging 6 ramps. Let me just see. Should we dig some kind of? We can dig some kind of tunnel that goes in to our fortress. Of course it's dangerous, because if something comes down here, it can get in that way. But then again, we can also just make another failsafe down here that that disables that access. So we're gonna make a little corridor, and along this corridor no, we can't do a ramp there. We have to do it here. So I'm gonna build channels. No, it's actually here. Or if I don't build the channels here, but here, this part up here it might, tip down underneath. But this should just be normal digging. D for digging, ramps. But actually, I don't need to dig these that the ramps cover, because that will automatically happen. And then ramps here going up, so this area will be channeled out. You can also channel it by pressing H, and channel is the same thing as ramping, I think. It's the same thing that happens anyway. I'm not sure if it's exactly the same thing, but yeah. Let's see what happens now. What are our miners? They're busy doing stuff. Let's just see. Our brewers are busy. Carpenters are done. We should have enough beds and stuff. I think we can start wood burning. We can make ash and make charcoal. Actually, we don't need ash yet. Let's just make charcoal. Charcoal is for for smelters, for smelting stuff. If we don't use magma, we use charcoal. And yeah, we will use magma later, I'm sure, but for now we'll just use charcoal. And let's see how we're doing on this. So this, you can go through this and you see how many do we have. Do I have to count it? No, you don't. You can just press B, T, place a table. I mean, see over here, I have 7 obsidian, 6 basalt, and then you escape to cancel it. Easy peasy. And C for chair, we have 11. Okay. And D for door, needs to be next to a wall. We have 14. Let's just continue. Let's not bother him. The guy is detailing floor. This guy could be our guy, so let's press set to see what he's doing. Remove hauling from him. Oh, sorry. Remove these. Oh, he has wood burning. Let's remove that as well. So he's mostly mining and masonry. Let's remove that as well. And some basic healthcare, fine. It's okay. So now he's gonna be focused 100% on the mining stuff we want done, which is useful because we want it done now. Meanwhile, we have a lot of people not doing anything, so let's get someone doing the wood burning. Let's wait and see if anyone actually does that. Let's see. I don't think so. So we need to take one guy. That's the guy who's gonna be our militia captain, I think. So let's not take this guy, let's take this soap maker, I think. He's a cook and a butcher. Yeah, you're gonna burn wood like you've never burned anything before. Wood burning. And take him off the hauling. Leave him on the other jobs. There we go. So he should get started on that. Yeah, he did. Make charcoal. Good man. And our digger has started digging. So that should happen by itself. And there you see he dug down into the some obsidian. And let's remove the middle one of these, or that's D set for removing the ramps. The reason why I'm even making this this hallway is actually because I want to remove the ramps out here from this little kind of moaty thing we're doing. And I don't necessarily want to do it right now because we have more digging stuff, so let's wait with it, but let's just have it. We know we need to do it. And actually I don't want this one either. No, that one. Remove this one. Yeah, I just don't like there to be ramps when we want oh, fruit done. Let's just check. We have 364 drinks. And an animal has become a stray llama. That's not every day you see that. So yeah, we have a hole here. That's all nice and dandy. Let's remove all of these now. And then we'll continue building ramps actually. I'm gonna create the whole moat, or the inner moat right now. And you're thinking, what's a moat gonna do? Not a lot, but if something wants to attack us, they can't. Oh, we have to go down. Sorry about that. DR to do it here. If something wants to attack us, they can't jump over the moat. So it has to be a flying thing. And with flying things, we are either prepared or fucked. And that doesn't matter what we do, unless we just go behind the door and lock it, or throw away the key, or block everything. Where's our guy doing? Ah, he's sleeping. Well, fair enough. We don't need to get everything done there. But where else do we want to dig? So are we just gonna dig around this? So the refuse pile is in the way. And a lot of stuff over here. We have the pastures. Well, let's go at least to here. So this part up to here will be a moat. Let's remove the refuse thing and put it somewhere else. We'll press P for stockpile and then X to remove it. Unfortunately, we can't just move it. We have to create it again somewhere else. And yeah, we're not ready to put it inside yet. So let's just... I don't know where to put it. I never know where to put a refuse pile. It's just... And again, change the settings. Q, S, no fresh hides, and none of the stuff that we will use for crafting. And oh, now we've removed the other depot. You can see everything is just lying around here in the middle of a colony of bumblebees. There's a crossbow, there's a helm, bronze pick, copper helm. So yeah, that's a little bit of a problem, I guess, but for now it's fine. It's just lying here. We don't need to hurry it inside or anything. It's in the way though. We want to build a wall there. Let's see with these meeting areas. Let's remove this part of the meeting area, and I think we'll just build a wall all along here. I mean, we can do that, right? So build another wall and another one. You can see when you cross over, or you can see then, oh, red X. Then you know it's the next one. Enter. That's done as well. And another one. I'm sorry I'm doing this fast, but by now I think I've shown how the walls work, how they're made. Let's not get too far out there on the left. Something like this, and then we go up, and the same for this area. And I have to say, this is one of the things I enjoy the most. It's doing these kinds of building projects, small and large. It's all interesting. It's just pleasing to build and plan it out how it should be. And this is, I mean, there's no deeper thing about this. It's just I'm just doing what comes to mind and what looks to be a good idea. If you have any suggestions, just don't hold back. And of course, if I close this, that means that the dwarves, if they want to pick up wood or anything out here, they have to go all the way down here, out here, and over this part. And is that a good idea? Yes, it is. But mostly because you don't want to, you simply don't want people to just wade out here, and then you have to create another security system this way around, and you want to only have one access point. One access point easier to defend than two. This should be fine. Let's go. And all our dwarves are busy. Even the guy who's building our he's doing the moat down here. Nice. Let's see if we have enough booze. Let's make some more booze. What's it called? Let me just do that again. It's J for job, M for manager, Q for new order. What's booze? I forgot. Drink. You just type something, it filters out. Let's do 30 of these. Drink. Let's do 30 of these. There we go. And there are some items blocking as usual. I'm just checking that we're not cooking with anything we don't want to. Oh, there was something. Seeds. Dimple cup. What is that? Oh, there's something there. It's not listed. What is it? I don't know. Okay. Well, we don't want to cook with it, whatever it is. Tuber beer. Stay away from my tuber beer. A lot of apple cider. Canniwa beer. Exotic. I can see now that we're actually out of meat stuff. It means we've cooked with everything that we had. Cheese and meat and everything. Let's see what we have. By pressing K, we have alpaca cheese roast, red spinach leaf roast, weasel brain roast. That sounds good. Prepared horse eye. Just if you know, that has to be in there. You know, you can't have weasel brain roast without horse eye. I've heard people say that again and again. Oh, you can eat my... Yeah, I want weasel brain roast. Don't eat it. Not in horse eye. Come on, guys. That's just... Yeah, I'm sorry I get a little bit agitated about things like that. We don't need to look into all roasts. We just need to know that they're here. And the funny thing is that when you look at the food stores, they don't show up. They show up on the other, I think. And yeah, it makes it a little bit fussy to know how much you have sometimes. Maybe it's just me. I don't know if it's actually... Do we have 207 prepared meals? Well, actually we do. I went under stock. That's where you have everything listed. I don't use it a lot, but it's here if you need to check it out. You can see all our plants, all our prepared meals. So yeah, we have 207 prepared meals. So it is actually useful. That's great. And we have almost built the wall. That's suspended, that's not. Let's just unsuspend them and get them done. There we go. So everything is now logged in. And so if you have to go out to gather fruit or wood, you have to go out to here. And let's press D, capital D again. And here you go. They have to come in here, but what's going on here? Inaccessible. There's a hole. So what are we gonna do about this hole? So now that we have it dug out, I'm gonna build a bridge. So B for building, and I think it's G for bridge. And when you build a bridge, it can be 1 tile minimum. Let's change that. And 2, 4. And then if you want to build, you have to change the type. This is a retracting bridge. It means that if you retract it with a lever linked up to it, you retract the bridge, it disappears. It can be very useful for a lot of things. It's not very useful for this. Just 2 seconds. Yeah, the wife is asking stuff about Danish, and I have to explain. Just 2 seconds. She's learning Danish right now. One of the hardest languages in the universe to learn. I hear. And I pity anyone who has to go through that or wants to. So here I press A. This is the raising. So you can see it becomes like it has to be fastened to that, or whatever you call it, tethered to that, to the top if I want to raise it that way. You can see over here where you want to raise it. Now it's the bottom. Now it's on the right. The right, it has to be on the right, connected to the right side. But we want to raise it this way. So this is a raising bridge. The difference between this one and the retractable one is that when you raise it, it blocks here. Then essentially it functions like a wall on these 3 tiles. And that's exactly what we want. So we'll build this, press enter, and I don't want a wooden bridge, come on, that's not very dwarven. Why don't we use the electron bars? Because we need 4. So then I have to deselect them again. How do I do that? I forgot. Set. Yeah, set. So we have to find something else. We could do it out of obsidian. That'll be alright. Charcoal? Galena? No. Charcoal? Not really. Let's do obsidian. That's the most dwarven I could find in the list. You could also use obsidian blocks. So if you want to make stone blocks at the masonry, you could use obsidian blocks. Why blocks, would you ask? It's because if you use blocks, it becomes a smooth bridge, and it's probably maybe worth more for your fortress. I don't know, but it's definitely I think the dwarves like it more. I have no idea. Maybe they like this. This is gonna be a rough bridge. I don't give a shit. Just need a bridge. So the digging guy is done, and we can continue his moat project. So we're going all the way here. I can go up and down as long as I don't press where it stops, where it starts. No, I press where it starts. But as long as I don't press where it stops up here, it's okay. Or if I just do it to see where I should go. I should go here, 3 tiles, bang. And then I go up here, 1, 2, 3, bang. Then 3, and then go all the way here, bang, and this one. So Just want to check if there are any trees. The reason I'm doing tree is because, as far as I know, critters, monsters, what have you, cannot do what do you call it? Can I get someone building this? Is he doing it? Oh yeah, he is. He's carrying the... Yeah. It takes a while when he carries obsidian all the way from downstairs. If it was obsidian blocks, it would go faster. That's another advantage. And it's easier to move blocks around. So it takes a little while. But for now, you can see the dwarves can still get out because they can go diagonally. So they can go out there, or they can go down here and up here. So no worries whatsoever. And let's build a bridge down here while we're at it. This one should also be a raising bridge, so we'll raise it that way. Like this. And this one, we need two, but since this one is just hidden away, we don't want to use anything fancy, so let's just use some wooden blocks. Let me zoom out a bit. There's quite a lot of people not doing anything. I guess I can put it somewhere else on mining if I wanted to. I don't want to, I think. And we have a peahen. The pea chick has become a peahen. Doesn't get any better than that. I'm just checking what people are doing. It's okay to have some people idling now, so whenever there's a need for something, they can do it. And here we have no more food storage items. Oh, we're out of barrels. Well, that needs to be corrected ASAP. So, no, let's do the manager. So JMQ. So wooden. That's wrong spelled. BAR. Wooden barrels. 50. Let's get it done, guys. Is it accepted yet? No. There we go. Accepted. Fired up. Carpenters, get on it. I will keep getting these errors. The reason being that we have them set up as jobs in here, so they will keep repeating the jobs. If you just have the job set up in the workshop on a repeat schedule or something, it will be cancelled. And I think because this is a job in the manager, it will just cancel it but add it again. It will keep doing it until it's done, until all the jobs are done that they want to store item and stockpile. Job inaccessible. What's inaccessible? I don't know what that is. I don't think anything should be inaccessible. So the bridge, is that built? The bridge here? Yeah, it is. Walnut wood bridge. Good. We'll just leave it like that for now because it's yeah, easy. They can go out and get wood this way. And now we have winter, and we're saving the game. We can just check how far we are. I'm doing all these 2 hours. So it's 20 more minutes. If anyone wants me to do it, if you want me to do 1 hour episodes, 3 hours, half an hour, just let me know. I mean, this is for you as much as me. But I enjoy it. 2 hours, good time. And this is not I mean, I've been talking a little bit like doing tutorial like things. This is, let's say this is an introductory let's play. It's slower than other let's plays. I explain more things. I'm open to try out things that you want me to try out or explain. Dangerous terrain. Okay, I think it's just because they were digging. So should we remove all these ramps? I don't know. For now, because before the bridge is done we cannot get over on the other side. But let's just remove most of them. So we remove everything to here and here. I have to watch out now because I just marked this one by mistake, and you can see over here it remove upstairs and ramp. If I just continue now, I'll remove the upstairs so it can only go down on this tile. That means that this will not have access to this, so that's kind of useless. Maybe I should do a video about what you should not do in Dwarf Fortress. I've actually thought about that because, especially since I know Captain Dog is gonna do some tutorial videos again, and it's great. I love the guy, I love what he does, and I look forward to seeing what he does. And I don't know how good I am at doing tutorials, to be honest, and I don't even know how good I am at this. I know I'm better than digging in the garden, but I've never been good at that, so don't know if it counts. Is someone doing my bridge? Let's see. We press Q, go over it, construction inactive. And we have a mason down here who's working away, so let's remove all the jobs here and let's get you to, where did you go? Is he here? Yeah, let's follow him. Press F. Then we can see where he goes. So he takes, what's he doing? He's moving food around. Now he's, what he's doing? Is he moving wood around? I think so. He's not taking the nearest wood either. Taking the one that's far away. Okay. I'm gonna disable hoarding on this guy so that we can get him to finish our bridge. Because I think it has to be a mason designed, so someone's maybe doing it now. It has to be a mason who, I mean, it has to be an architect who starts doing it. So the architect will bring all the stone there, and then start the bridge, construct it, and then, or not construct it, but you'll design the bridge with the stone there, and then someone else has to come and finish it, unless he has that skill necessary. And in this case, it's masonry. If it was wood, it would be carpentry. And so here it applies. It used to apply with the walls and the floors, but not anymore. Now it just applies to, you can see it kind of is partially constructed. So you would move in these steps. There you go, one more. It's nearly done now. And this is gonna be an amazing bridge. And then we can get rid of all the ramps, because now we don't. There we go. It's done, isn't it? Yeah. If I look on it with K, it's a rough obsidian bridge. If I use T, you can see it's made of 4 obsidian blocks or boulders. If I Q, I can just remove it. I can't raise it manually. So how do I raise it, you ask? I have to link it up to a lever, and we'll do that. Let me just remove these unnecessary ramps. The reason they are unnecessary now is that, of course, first we don't want our dwarves to go here. I mean, we want them to remove the wood, of course, and they will, but we don't want them to walk around down here. So we want them to use the bridge on this access way, and we don't want anyone else to come this way in. So that's why. So let's see. We have to start by building a lever somewhere. And where do we build the lever? It could be here on the inside, or on the outside, or it could be on the inside. I prefer to have it on the inside, and I prefer to have it down in the meeting hall area. Let's actually make this a meeting hall as well. I know some of the animals will go down here and we don't want that, but then the ones we want to pasture on the ground upstairs will move up there into a pasture on their own. So this is a meeting area. That means that dwarves not doing anything will congregate here. It means they will be available to pull levers, hopefully. So it's B for building and capital T for the traps menu. And you see the different kind of traps we can do. So right now we're going to do a lever, and since we actually have the wooden bridge as well. It's 2 bridges, needs to be linked up, and we're gonna have another one. So let's just make 3 immediately, and let's put them over here. Could also put them in these offices, but yeah, or here. I just don't want them in the office. That's aesthetically wrong. Let's make it here. Actually, this is gonna be our lever room, our first lever room. So here, and then you choose which material it's gonna be made of. That's useful, very useful actually, because they have different colors, and it's easier to remember if you have different colors on your levers. Another thing to do is you can put notes up, but we'll get to that maybe. So I'm putting one here, I'm putting one here. 2 different kinds of materials. And the thing is, we don't have anything but obsidian and basalt for now. We need to dig further down to find other. That's still going. No one's doing it. Do we have enough mechanisms? I think we should start that again. Yeah, so let's try and build this. To build them, you have to have the mechanic skill enabled. We should have enough people on that for that to be done, I hope. You're a mechanic. One is constructing mechanisms. Sorry, I'm pressing C all the time. I think they might have changed that. Engineering, mechanics. Here it comes. And then one of the levers is built. The basalt lever. Yeah, of course it's a little bit different, because in vanilla DF without the graphics pack or tileset, they have the colors of the material you make them from, and I'm not sure that's the case here. Let's zoom in. Well, maybe it is, but they're very much the same color, these two. So why don't we link it up so that material links up to material? That means that I press Q and I go over the obsidian lever, and I add a task, and I want to link it up to a bridge. You can see there's a lot of things you can link it up to, and they all have an effect on that thing that they link up to. You can kind of think of what it could be, but we won't look into it now. So bridge, and then you can kind of choose which bridge. We only have two, so I want to link it up to the obsidian bridge. That's the most important one, and I want to link obsidian with obsidian. And then we can't do a lever out of wood, so I can't link an obsidian or a wooden lever to the wooden bridge. I think we'll just leave that for now, and then we'll just actually just create a wall here. Yeah. No, we won't. We'll put a door. Yeah. We'll just put a door for now. I won't link this bridge up now. We're gonna do it later, but not now. I mean, we have the wood to collect as well. And the door, we need, I mean, a monster will come, needs to have building destroying to get past the door, unless it's an artifact door. And yeah, a door we can go on Q, and then we can go on the door, and then we can kind of forbid passage. We don't want that because we have dwarves still out here, but we can do it later on if we need to. I'm making it so that pets can't go through it. I don't want pets running around up here. Yeah, basically so we can lock it like L. That means that it's locked or forbidden, I guess. You can also put a lever on it and then open and close it with the lever. We don't need that. But let's do this. This is for now, it's temporary. That's fine. You can see people. Oh, he just saw that this guy added a mechanism to here, and he's linking up the bridge. You use two mechanisms when you link up something. It's because you link it up. You use one at the lever and one at the bridge. And funnily enough, you don't have to dig anything or create any kind of system between. I mean, there could be 500 miles between the two, it doesn't matter. In Dwarf Fortress, when it's linked up, it's linked up. And I think we're just gonna stop making this a meeting area. I know a dwarf will go inside, and you know they will become cave adepts, but I don't care. Let them. Let's put. I don't know how much space the goats need, but let's put them over here. So we'll make a new pen, N, and capital N. Oh, we have quite a bit of stuff here. I don't know if a llama needs to grass. I'll just put everything that I think needs to grass. Actually, the thing, yeah, the stuff in the. I need to get that out of there. If you have animals in a cage, and it needs to go on a pasture to feed, it would die, and that's unfortunate. But that's what happens. Keat, no bunny, no. Bunny can do whatever it wants. Buffalo, it's already pastured on the other one. Another horse. Rooster, these go inside. Oh, we have quite a lot of goats actually. Maybe we should make another one for the goats, I think so. Sorry goats. You won't get to hang around with these guys. Buffalo, bull, that's alright. Do we have more buffalo bulls. Let's just check this one out. And water buffalo. This is just a normal bull. No, that's fine. Oh, sorry. And then we'll make one more for the goats. Let's make it up here. Like that. They can just nibble to the refuse over here. It's good. Good stuff. Goats love it. So we have 3 nanny goats, 3 billy goats. Wasn't there a kid as well? 2. Oh, not that one. No. Now I have to put it back over here. It's not the best system in the world, this, but yeah. That's how it is. Did I? Oh, it's here. Crap. That one. Okay, good. So yeah, we can see that this is in that one because it's, I guess it's fired up with white around it. And the other side in another pasture. This one is in a cage. Needs to get out too. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we need to do. 30 wooden barrels. I thought it was 50. That's because you can't do more than 30. Why not? Why not, Toady? I'm typing in 50 and it's 30. Jesus Christ. So then just do 2. Well, you can change the priority as well, huh? Not really necessary. So that should mean that our guys are pasturing a lot of animals. I'm just checking. Is the guy hunting? Where is he hunting? I didn't see him having hunting. What? He doesn't even have any combat skill at all. Why the hell is he hunting? He's an adequate ambusher. What's he hunting with then? A silk shoe. Oh, he has a crossbow. Sorry mate, sorry mate. You're good to go. Iron bolts 40 and crossbow. And I'm sorry I'm pressing I there. But he doesn't have any skill at combat. How can he be hunting with a crossbow without having any skill at it? He's an adequate ambusher. At least he's rusty on his lying, so he's not fooling us here. Well, I don't know. Is there even anything to hunt? There's an osprey and a duck. Where did he go? I think you're better used doing something else, mate. Where did he go? Typical. We will stop you from hunting. Get back to hauling, stop hunting. So here you go, we put the let's use the mouse because then we don't have to stop the game. You can see it down here in the corner. That's a de-effecting, by the way. Just telling you. 2 horses, a llama, and a bull calf. Let's hope they won't fight. We haven't had any fights yet, that's amazing. And here's the water buffalo bull, water buffalo calf, and here are all the goats. And some wood and the refuse. It's been removed from here, thankfully. What's this? A boulder? Okay. Yeah, I think that's okay for now, actually, to have that kind of pasture stuff going on there. So we need to dig this out. That means we have to move this stuff inside. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the quick thing. I'm gonna dump everything in our garbage. And I know that's maybe not optimal, but it's the quickest way. What can I say? It's funny that some people have noticed on Reddit, the sub forum for Dwarf Fortress, that the dwarves in the recent versions, or the recent version maybe, are not that happy about dumping. I mean, they get around to it, but they're really not that happy about it. And I'm wondering if I still have my garbage dump set up here. Yeah, I have. So everything is fine with that. And yet I have two guys. Okay, maybe they don't have. Maybe they don't have the labor setting. So let's put that on water hauling. No, refuse hauling. Yes. It's because they don't have refuse hauling. Everyone should have refuse hauling. He will have it. He has all the hauling enabled. They should have it too. If I press J, all the jobs here, and I can't break. Okay. Ah, jobs done. We're still brewing, and we have 400 drink. That's a good number. I like to have that, and we can see we only used 5 of the 207 prepared meals, so they last as well, and that's good. I'm actually thinking right now that, you know, just before I hang up, because it's 2 hours, thinking of checking out one of the dwarves. We can see down here on the happy meter another DF hack thing that we have 6 in the top range and 9 in the second highest range. Let's just pick a random guy here, press set, and see what's happening. Dude, Aiden, how are you doing? I feel good, so he's good. In the last season, I'm sorry, it's just, you never know who's a she and who's a he in this game. She felt satisfied at work, she was annoyed when caught in the rain, aren't we all? She was embarrassed after sleeping without a proper room. Okay, sorry about that. We cannot have, you know, gender dormitories here. Well, we could, but it's messy. We have to set up all kinds of burrows and no. She was blissful dining in a legendary dining room. Not bad. Legendary is the top you can get, I think. And we haven't really done that much with it, have we? So that's nice. This is, yeah, so she's a member of the Invisible Lances. I think that's our group. The citizen of the Hot Lances is our civilization. She arrived here. I think that was one of the starting girls. Her age, 59 years old. Average in size, prominent chin. This is not that important. Likes gypsum gold. Dreams of mastering a skill. Okay. The important part we just had was up here. We want to see how our dwarves are with our current setup. So, not happy about not having their own rooms. Happy about the dining room. Dining room rocks. Let's take another one in our little straw pole here. Not a goat or llama, they won't really tell you much. One of the new ones, an armorer. Let's see here. An artisan, the materials, and the tool to shape them. Minkot has it nailed down. Within the last season, he felt pleasure near a fine seat. So that's probably the dining room. He felt pleasure near a fine table. I don't even want to ask what's happening there, but yeah. He felt pleasure again. He has a lot of pleasure going on. Annoyed when caught in the rain. Unavoidable, unfortunately. He felt pleasure near a splendid statue. Oh, great. He felt pleasure near a fine table, content after having a fine drink, blissful dining in a legendary dining room. So I think the legendary dining room, it really keeps the dwarves up. So it's something. It's smart to focus on that. Satisfied at work, felt pleasure near a fine. He's felt pleasure all over the place. I'm not sure I'm gonna dig more into this guy. That's rather too much information. So just thinking, should they walk all that way around to get wood? That's fine. Doesn't matter. I mean, again, the wood. We have a lot of wood down here. We could disable it. We don't really need to bring in wood, but I prefer to keep bringing it in. That's all. Just so we keep having some in there. It's not always feasible. You don't want your dwarves to just hang around outside too much, but for now, no danger has been detected, so let's just do it. Oh, there's a magma crab. It's right there. Hi there, buddy. But it's down 29 levels. You can see it over here. So it's a lot of levels. We're just going up, 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 up. There we go. We're up. So not an immediate danger of any kind. Have we linked up the lever? I think we have to the bridge. You can see it by going to the lever. And it's here. Yeah, it has been linked up. Excellent. I'm not gonna test it now, or am I? I can, but the danger is that I'm gonna hit a dwarf, and if I hit a dwarf, if there's a dwarf anywhere near it when it closes, the dwarf will fly quite far. So what can I do to stop them from going outside? I can stop the wood. So the easiest way to do that was pressing A. So it won't take from anywhere, it will only take from the links we give them, and since there are no links to it, it's not gonna do it. What are you doing? Store item in stockpile. That's also wood. I think most of this is wood, so when they're done with the current wood hauling, they shouldn't go out here anymore. At least for now. Wooden barrels, wooden barrels. Okay, great, we have a lot of barrels now. Well, we need a lot more, so let's just keep doing it. Well, we have another one. Ah, that's fine for now. Masterpiece, walnut wood barrel. Yay. And then of course we have someone gathering plants. Stop gathering. So that's where you just press the G, so there's nothing going on in that zone anymore. And of course he's still doing it. I just want to show how the bridge works, damn it. Maybe can I cancel it from in here? J, good job. I can't cancel it. Maybe I can. Are you good at it? He's skilled. We'll wait him out. Let's see, people still just come out to gather, even though I've deactivated the gathering area. How rude. They're not dumping my stuff. I'm not happy about that. Someone became a carpenter. Ooh. It's also blissful, no fighting between the animals. I don't think I've ever quite seen anything like that. The step ladders are moving around. Started raining again. Another gatherer? Come on. They can't get enough of it. I've deactivated the area. What if I remove the zone? And the other one? I'll just put it back again later, but gone baby gone, also down here. Remove zone. Or try to, at least. What are you doing here? Pets nowadays. So where are we in the midwinter? Okay. Just checking. Please finish the gathering. Yeah, so the animals are just walking out all the time. What are you doing? Little as Mooks, the manager. So we can go on J and then we can see what he's actually trying to store. It's an apple. Why is he just storing an apple? He's just storing one apple or what? Yeah, he is. Alright, okay. Thanks a lot, mate. I'll never forget that. Needs unrotten drink mat. Producing leaves. That sounds a little bit like an error message that hasn't been fleshed out, Toady. But anyway, it means that there are no more. Or was it plants? I'm guessing that there are no more plants to brew with. Actually. But there are. There's also fruit. Ah, must have been a fluke. We have a lot of drinks now. Have a look. Almost filled up this entire 600 drinks. That's brilliant. Can never have too much booze. And keep away from our potato wine. Jesus Christ. Let's just have a look at this guy as well. There's nothing like a good friend. Satisfied work, blissful dining room, grouchy when caught in the rain. No one says anything about our booze. Bit disappointed there. Do we have anyone left outside now? Okay, there's another way to do this, but I'm not gonna do it. There's another gatherer. Okay. Let's cross our fingers and pull the lever. And actually, so you go Q on the lever, add task, capital B, pull the lever. Someone should do it. There we go. You can see it goes on. That's a thing that's easier to see in a graphical tile set, and then poof, closed. We're closed for business. Stay away. So now basically no access to the depot, no access to our fort, unless you climb up that tree and go over the wall. Damn it. Damn trees. We need to create some kind of road system around here so there won't grow any trees here. Jesus, you just can't beat it. These elves and their trees, just spirits. I can feel it. we need to cut more down. More trees need to die. Anyway, so pretty neat. Have a little closed system here. We can live like this. We have our pastures, we have our wood, we have enough inside to keep us going. We have booze, we have food. We can live off the animals. We even don't have the chicken set up yet. We'll do that, so we get eggs. So we could just close the door and then hope nothing flying comes around. But of course, I mean, in the interest of having fun, you don't want to do that. So let's open the bridge again. But this is pretty much hermetically sealed for anything that but a flying critter. And very nice. We have the door here, of course. So if someone jumps down here, because there's no ramp anymore, then they could break this door, get in here. Eventually we'll get this one raised though, so then they can't get past here, because there's no ramp on this side, so they can't get up to it and smash it, and that would lock that area off. So all good actually. Pretty happy about how this is going. Let's pull it again. There we go. Quickly assertive dwarves. And then actually you see that immediately it just flashed on the cut there. Someone was just itching to get out there and cut that wood down, that tree down. Here he comes. My man. With his chainsaw. No, copper battle axe. Oh, close. Skilled woodcutter. He must be very happy. Blissful dining room. Annoyed, caught in the rain. Content after having a fine drink. That is my man. Satisfied with work. My girl, sorry. Ah, damn it. She felt satisfied at producing a masterwork. Oh yeah, they do that. Embarrassed, not having a proper room. Content after having a pretty decent drink. Drinks a lot, eh? Good lady. Yeah, the masterwork. Something to think about there with masterwork is that if anything happens to their masterwork in a bad way, let's say it's destroyed or stolen, they'll get unhappy about it. They won't go ballistic, but too many of that stuff happening, not so good. With a piece of craft, it's not that likely to happen. Can happen, of course. If you sell it to a caravan, it's fine. I don't know what happens if it gets destroyed elsewhere in the world. I don't think it happens, but anyway. It's worse when you have something like engravings, and we haven't used it yet. But you can see we've completely smoothed out this area. So it's a smooth basalt wall, smooth galena, making this actually into a great dining room. Okay, why doesn't it say legendary in here? Okay, it's maybe because they think it is, but it isn't. So we can still make it better. It's not big enough though. You can see all the chickens are in here. We need to get rid of them as well. But anyway, what I was saying is that it's smooth now, and what you can do is that you can D and then press E, and then you can engrave it with something. We won't do that yet, but we can check it out later. And the thing about the engraving that I wanted to say is that if you have a masterful engraver, or someone who does masterful engraving, and then later on you dig it out. So let's say you dig this area tile out and it was a masterful engraving, then you know that masterwork is done, lost, and he gets unhappy. He gets an unhappy thought, and if you do that like 10 times, then he might be a little bit grumpy. But that's something that's where I've mostly had it before. So status is excellent. No critters but albatross around. Nothing has died yet actually. That's unusual. Still have a caged turkey. It won't feed on it. It doesn't need a pasture, so it will be fine. Need to put it in somewhere where we can put eggs, lay eggs down. Lay eggs down. Make eggs. I don't know. Lay eggs. Uh, 15 citizens. Defense, initial defense is done. Drawbridge done. Depot move, so we can dig out an area here. So we can make the second line of defense and have another drawbridge, so we can close off this area where the stairwell is. We have 2 bridges. Of course, there's no roof on it yet. We might do that, we might not. I mean, we might do it for some of the area here, but leave this on open. Also, if we want some outdoor farming at some point. I'm thinking of creating another area where we make a wall here and another moat and another bridge. We'll see though. I think we'll do that next time. And status 700 boost. Doesn't get much better than that. Oh, well, it does, but it's a good start. And yeah, you can see what kind of workers we have here as well. That's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure. And as usual, anything you want to throw my way, critique of anything, or I hope you have some constructive feedback. That's what, of course, what I hope. But if you just have something you want to say, just say it. I'm fine with it. I'm very thick-skinned, been on the internet for many years. So if there's anything you're unhappy with or want me to elaborate on, please just let me know. Either here in the comments or on Reddit. Please check out the video description. I put some useful stuff in there, and we'll make sure I put everything in that I said I was going to put in. And I put in links to each of the different things we do, like in the other videos, so that maybe not each of them, but so that you have an idea of where to look for something specific. Just something I thought would be useful. If it's not, then let me know. Okay, all for now. Take care, and until next time. See you then.